Hello all. Today, as part of the Economic Current Affairs revision through MCQs, we shall see the sixth topic that is related to bad banks in India. So regarding this bad banks, we'll see there are two statements here. One, I'm not giving the abbreviation here, but you should assume it. NARCL, National Asset Reconstruction Company Limited, and Indian Debt Reconstruction Company Limited. So these are two important entities that have been brought as part of the bad bank phenomenon in India. So what are these? So let's go through the statements. First, the NARCL is majorly owned by the state-owned banks, while the India Debt Resolution Company Limited, that is the IDRCL, will be majorly owned by private banks. Is it right? So the majority stakeholder of the NARCL is public sector banks. Here it is private sector banks. Do we have such a structure? Yes, this is correct. This is a correct statement. This is how we have conceived the structure and the corporate structure of these bad banks in India. Second statement, while the government will not have any shares in the NARCL or the IRDCL, it will only guarantee the security receipts issued by the NARCL. Is it right? You might not know about what security receipts are, but you'll be confused regarding whether the government is having any shares at all. You might presume that if it's a bad bank, then obviously the government should have a share. But this is also correct. That is, the government will not hold any share in both of these. It is only the public sector banks which are holding. So, this is correct. Second, it will be utilized to resolve NPAs over 5 crores. Is it correct? No, we do not need such a national level or a public-led ARCs or this structure to resolve debts up to 5 crores because we already have enough mechanisms for it. So what we need, this particular bad banks is mainly to absorb a large loans which have not been absorbed by the existing ARCs. That is why we are talking about this. So this is incorrect. The quantum of the number is very, very less. It is 500 crores. This is 500 crores. So 3 is incorrect. 1 and 2 are correct statements. Therefore, out of this correct codes, option A, that is 1 and 2 only, will be correct. A little bit more about this bad bank. So bad bank, we are not going to discuss in a main perspective as why it is needed. The government decided to put up a bad bank, and the bad bank has taken shape in this following ways. It comes out in the form of two corporate structure. One is the NARCL, that is National Asset Reconstruction Company Limited, and the second is IDRCL. These are two structures, and the first will be incorporated into the Companies Act. Of course, it has applied to the RBI for license as an asset reconstruction company. So it works as an asset reconstruction company. You would be aware of the asset reconstruction company that came into India after the SARFAESI Act. Now this NARCL has been set up by banks, and the PSBs, as the public sector banks, will have the maximum ownership in this particular segment, in this company. And the second company, or the twin company of this bad bank, is the IDRCL, that's a debt resolution company. One is a reconstruction company and second is a resolution company. This is a service company and operational entity which will try to resolve it, recover it. Okay. So the public sector banks and public financial institutions will also have a stake here, but it will not exceed 49, and therefore the rest will be with private sector lenders or private banks. So this is why the second statement is correct. So second is conceived like more, the domination is given for the private sector and the first is given for the public sector. And how will the resolution happen? The resolution happens under the 15:85% rule. So what is this rule about and how the guarantee comes here? This is what we are going to discuss. For example, the NARCL as an asset reconstruction company will buy the bad loan from a bank. Let's say the State Bank of India. It will buy the loan from the State Bank of India. For what amount? That is a question, isn't it? So NARCL is going to is going to act as an asset reconstruction company. So it's going to buy. Let's say the value of the loan is around 1,000 crores. So NARCL is going to buy it for, let's say, for a lower amount, of course, because of the stress that it is in it. Let's say for 700 crores. 700 crores. So 700 crore is the promise that the NARCL is giving. But do you really think that without resolving it, without recovering it fully, if it is paid, then NARCL get into huge losses? That is why we have a kind of a special arrangement. So under this arrangement, what will happen? The 700 crore will not be paid. Only 15%, that is only 15% of the 700 crore will be paid as of now. And the remaining 85% will be paid in terms of securities. What are these securities? What are these securities? These securities is where the government of India comes in. For example, 85% is in the form of securities, we have seen. So this securities, who will back it? Who is going to guarantee the security? The government of India will. Okay, let's say 15% of that 700 crores, so let's say just 100 crore rupees have been paid as cash. The remaining 600 crore has to be recovered. Now NARCL will sell this, or will give the entire amount to, or will entrust the IRDCL, that is the Indian Debt Resolution Company, to undertake the process of resolving it. Let's say the IRDCL has resolved it and only recovered, instead of 600 crores more, instead of recovering 700 crore, it has only recovered 600 crores. Isn't it? But this NARCL has promised to pay 700 crore to SBI, out of which 100 crore has been given, remaining 600 it cannot. Isn't it? So now what will happen is, in this case, while giving, in order to give, there's a shortage of 100 crores, isn't it? 100 crores, the gap between, the shortfall between the face value of the security receipts. Security receipts here was 85% of the value. Let's just assume 600 crores. So now they only have 500 crore, let's say. Out of this 500 crores, the remaining 100 crores will be mobilized by the government. Government will pay them. This is called the actual realization, actual gap between actual realization and the value of this receipts. This will be guaranteed by the government for 5 years. For 5 years, this guarantee will be 5 years from setting up this company, that is from 2022 onwards. Okay, so this is what we have seen. So NARCL will acquire the assets, then IRDCL will be engaged in the management and value addition and resolution of this process. Okay, so that's it for today. We'll see in the next video.